Oh, we got a lot of stuff to get into in this video, my friends. We have, of course, obviously the files, but while everyone's distracted with it, we had something else happen in Las Vegas. You're not going to believe it. We're living in a Twilight Zone, my friends, and by the way, that's not the only Twilight Zone thing we're going to get into. The thousands of unknown samples. Actually, I didn't even have it pulled up here. Let me pull it up real quick. In a bio, of course, lab in LA. We're going to get into that in a second. But on top of that, we got the Twilight Zone with these files, and we got people on our own side that are a part of this as well. It's not all on one side, my friends. It's not just the left. It's also the right. You ain't going to believe some of the stuff we're going to get into in this video. But while everyone's distracted with those things, like I said, we're going to get into it and distract ourselves more, but we're going to talk about this first. Las Vegas raid uncovers suspected illegal, of course, lab. Thousands of unknown samples. Police and apparently FBI all in there. Raid a home in Sugar Springs Drive. Seizing lab equipment, gallon jugs of unidentified chemicals and other things. Man, this is crazy. Site link to LLC connected to Zia B. Zhu. Already in custody since 2023 for a similar type of thing he did in Reedley, California. Vials held traces of the whole CV thing and other things, herpes. Oh, this is kind of crazy, man. Airbnb attached to CCP disease lab isn't incidental, it's the point. How do you cripple an Air Force base and catalyze a nationwide outbreak in one stroke? You seed diseases into Vegas tourists around Nellis Air Force Base. Wow. And see, I was talking about 2 years ago on my channel how they were doing exercises over in Canada just above Washington State. We're talking about China and their finest, or maybe their unfinest, their worst. I don't know what you want to call it, but they all of a sudden, while they were doing that, while Justin Trudeau permitted them to do that, over in Washington State, 3 power substations went offline. They were hacked mysteriously. And I talked numerous times over the years how it looks like they're perhaps thinking that could be a good way to sort of, isolate us, nip us in the bud, I guess you would say, just shut off our power. That's a good way to do it. Or perhaps this right here, let's cause an outbreak. How about that one? Right? And where did the first one come from back in 2020? Oh, it came from over in that country as well. That's so weird. Right? And it's at the exact same time we had the whole thing with Greenland. Our president wanting to have that area secured, all the waterways surrounding it, the obviously Chinese and Russian ships in those areas. I think it was a year or two ago. I think it was a year ago. Russia had a sub go over to Cuba. Now our president's been talking about Cuba. Clearly some big things are going on here. And this is whilst we have all these files. Which, by the way, now we're finding out Steve Bannon was totally friends, apparently, with Jeffrey. Even at the end, which is what we're going to get into also in this video. I had to go to CoffeeZilla to see this. I had to go to CoffeeZilla. No one on the right apparently wants to admit some of these things. So I'm going to admit it for them. I'm going to admit for them that Steve Bannon is not good. He is despicable. He was trying to help repair Jeffrey's image. Absolutely disgusting. We'll get into that in this video. And interesting, some of the ties that he had here that we're going to get into in this video. It's kind of amazing to me that just how many people are involved in all this. Just how many people are involved in all this. Jim Caviezel was 100% right. And you have to admit, all those that went and were involved are criminals. They're not good people. We shouldn't definitely have them in positions of power, obviously. one person, maybe two, have actually felt any penalty whatsoever from this. What did you have? Prince Andrew lost his position. Bill Gates got a little bit of a scourge on his reputation. Oh my God. Like almost no one has actually got in any trouble from this. And it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. So we're going to get into all that in this video. Check this out. So here we have CoffeeZilla. And let's just play this clip real quick.
Then crush the pedo trafficking narrative, then rebuild your image as a philanthropist. Now, I want to know who's doing that. Who's trying to rebuild Jeffrey Epstein's image, right? Well, we go ahead, we scroll down, and we see that Jeffrey Epstein sends something. He says, in any bar where drinking age is 18, and you see the participant is once again blacked out. But underneath it, in a separate file, we see Steve Bannon, a famous political figure, is in here, and he's saying the same thing. He says, first, we need to push back on the lies, then crush the trafficking narrative, then rebuild your image as a philanthropist. Guys,
it's not lies, right? Steve Bannon said it was lies.
Why did you censor out his name? Or like, why was that censored at all? I don't understand. And I certainly don't understand why Jeffrey Epstein's name in this.
So this is funny. So he points out that on one file, Jeffrey's name is blacked out. And on the other file, Steve Bannon's name's blacked out. And it's the exact same file twice. Like, what are you doing? This makes no sense. So Steve Bannon was trying to help rebuild Jeffrey's image. And again, you remember, you've seen those comments underneath my video. It's the same bird. The right and left wing are the same bird. Yeah, actually, it is the same bird. This is literally what we're seeing because they're all going to the same guy and they're all hanging out with him. Everyone is, left and right. And it's not just the right, it's not just the left. In this, we're seeing people from all sides are all going to the same guy. All of them. George Bush, Steve Bannon, Bill Clinton. Chuck Schumer apparently had his meetings arranged by Jeffrey. What the hell's going on here? Dude, what is this? Now, I'm not saying Chuck Schumer went to, of course, the island because at least I haven't seen any evidence of that. Maybe he did. I don't know. But apparently he had his meetings arranged by him. What the hell? Why would Chuck Schumer do that? Apparently he did. I can show you that as well. I got it right here. It's kind of crazy, actually. It's really weird, all these things. We had Stephen Hawking there. All right. We had Stephen Hawking. And I'm going to get into that as well. I think I'm going to get into that in my other video. Yeah. Is that the one? Yeah, I'm going to get into that in the other video. Pretty crazy, actually, what was going on behind that. But let's just play this real quick.
During a congressional hearing when Michael Cohen was testifying. So that's one Democrat. Then we've got none other than top Democrat Chuck Schumer. We got an email here that shows that Jeffrey Epstein was the point person for arranging meetings between Democrat congressional candidates and Chuck Schumer. Ooh, yikes. And again, this was from 2018.
So this is 2018, right? You see that? Now, CoffeeZilla said something really interesting in a previous video that I think kind of ties this all together. He said that, actually, I think it was this video too. I think it was the beginning of this video. It was on his channel, Voidzilla. It's got an insane amount of views on it. One sec here. Let me find the spot where he shows this. Because it's so correct. It's so correct. And this is, right now, you go on social media, you follow someone on the left, for example, and they're saying, oh, look, it's Trump in there. Oh my God, Steve Bannon. Right? Which is actually kind of true, actually. Steve Bannon is in there. Trump is in there. Although Trump, from what I can tell, a little bit different, but he is in there. He's in there, okay? You can't deny that there's literally nothing there because there is, okay? Then you go over to the right and they're like, oh, look, it's Chuck Schumer. Oh, look, it's this guy over here. It's Bill Clinton. So you got one side saying George Bush and the other one's a Bill Clinton. And this right here, what CoffeeZilla shows on the screen is exactly what's going on both sides right now. Admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations against the other side. admit nothing. Oh, Bill Clinton, no, he didn't do anything over there. Chuck Schumer, what are you talking about? It was all Trump. And then you go to the other side and it's like, no, Trump didn't do anything. It's all Bill Clinton. You see what I mean? They're literally both doing the exact same thing. They're both pointing to the other side, saying it's all them, and saying we did nothing wrong on our side, when it's all complete bullshit. Both sides were involved in this. Both sides. Now, regarding Trump, I mean, it's a little bit, from what I could tell, he didn't go to the, island, but he was friends with the dude up till 2020 or 2003. And there is some weird stuff in there. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not going to give him a free pass, that's for sure. It looks weird, but there is one thing that they keep passing around that looks pretty much garbage. Something from 2025. Someone reported something saying that they were all in a room doing something together. Him and Elon and Ivanka. It was like, I'm pretty sure that one's bullshit. But some of these other things, like that are being found in there, don't paint our president in the best light possible. And there clearly is some weird thing going on there. Like if he's got family members or relative or business partners or whatever tied up in this, I'm guessing it's something like that. I don't know exactly. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not going to give him a free pass though, right? But, Chuck Schumer, why is Chuck Schumer having his meetings made up by, what the hell is this? Like, why would he even do that? Does that even make any sense? Okay, we have to help Stacey get a meeting with Schumer. Any thoughts? Like, what is this? Why is everybody meeting with this Jeffrey? Is literally everybody on board with this stuff? This is what I'm kind of wondering at this point. Is everybody on board? Is that what we're seeing here? Right? So, let me see. What else do we got here? So then we get this. So we saw Steve Bannon. He's clearly a part of this. He's trying to make Jeffrey look good. Isn't that just as bad as being on the island? Trying to make him look like he's a saint and a philanthropist and whatever. Some good Samaritan. Oh, he's not doing anything wrong. Trying to make a monster look good is just as bad as participating with the monster, as far as I'm concerned. Before it gets deleted, the full Jeffrey interview by Steve Bannon. A lot of information surrounding the files have been taken down and redacted. By the way, they're doing that. Pam Bondi's also, from what I heard, I don't have the full information, but Kash Patel, garbage. Pam Bondi, garbage. Just throw it in the garbage, okay? Pam Bondi apparently is now, from what I've heard, according to people researching these files, is deleting entries of Roth, of course, child, in the documents. Why is she doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you erasing this stuff? You already gave it to us. You're making yourselves all look guilty. Everyone's looking guilty right now. Everyone. Both sides, and they're all pointing at each other saying it's the other side. No, it's all you guys. All of you are a part of it. That's what's really going on. Okay, so this, I wanted to play this part. Was it this part? I don't think it was this part. No, I'm going to play it on the other video. So Steve Bannon is trying to repair his image in this interview. And apparently this is the raw recording before they would put out the one that they wanted to be seen, because Steve Bannon's voice is supposed to be cut out of it. Steve Bannon asks a question, tells Jeffrey to repeat the question and answer the question. And he's talking about why was he supporting mathematics? Why were you giving all this money to mathematics and stuff? I'm going to get into that in my other video. So that was part of rebuilding his brand. So we had here, Steve Bannon wasn't just texting him. He spent years helping him figure out how to fix his image, downplay his criminal past, spin his ties to powerful people, even looked into joining his legal team using some weird loophole, reportedly filmed 15 hours of interviews with him. Hard to claim distance when you're basically doing PR and legal strategy for the guy. This is horrible. So my viewpoint of Steve Bannon is he's garbage now. I mean, I used to think, I didn't know what to think of the guy, kind of. I kind of thought he's good, but I didn't know what to think of him because he seemed a little off. But now I'm like, no, the dude's just bad. Straight up bad. Okay, so Steve Bannon's bad. a lot of these people are very much disappointing in every way, shape, and form. Very few people out there are not disappointing. RFK, not disappointing. Tulsi Gabbard, not disappointing. I mean, maybe Tom Holman. That's about it. It's like, maybe, I don't know about our president. I don't know what's going on there. Something weird's going on with him. He's doing some good stuff, but he's also got a lot of bad stuff he's doing, and it seems to be kind of tied up in these files somewhat, right? I don't know what to make of all this. So, and interestingly, in the files, RFK's ex-wife gets killed, and Jeffrey goes, whoops. And it seems like there's a lot of Kennedys that got mysteriously dead. It seems like these people at the top really don't like them. And I'm kind of feeling like with Trump, what's going on is like he didn't do what they wanted. Like, I feel like he was playing ball, but he wasn't playing ball. Like, that's kind of what my theory is on him. Like, he didn't get into all the bad stuff, but he pretended to play ball with them. It's the feeling I get because he put RFK on his team, which he knows they hate him. He knows they hate him really badly. So it's like weird with Trump. I think he was just trying to make his way, but also playing both sides, but like messing with them. And also Jeffrey said that Trump had not one good cell in his body. He said he was the worst person he ever met or something like that, which is interesting because he was about the only one it seems like he couldn't manipulate fully. He was able to manipulate everybody else very well. It seemed like a lot of people. Not everyone. I mean, there's a lot of people that apparently aren't tied up in this, but yeah, at any rate. So we're going to get into a ton more. First of all, I want to mention food supply, 25 years shelf life. Link is in the description. 3 months worth for $798, including $400 of winter preparedness gear. 3 months worth of food. Obviously, 1 month worth of food will almost cost you $700 at this point. But this comes with 3 months of food and winter gear. Go check it out. Link is in the description. This book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. With all these people being seen in these files, you don't think that there's something crazy that could happen. I really feel like this is eventually going to go down. I think they're very arrogant. They have their entire system built. But if the whole entire system goes down, which it seems like it might at this point, that will be what we really want because we need real good people in positions, not those that have been corrupted, right? And so if these corrupt people are having to make a last stand, they might do some crazy stuff. You might want to get this just in case. Power goes out, water's bad, whatever, whatever ends up happening, right? Because you never know what it might be. It could be a war. It could be whatever. Get the printed version, $37. Go check out my other social media. I'm on X. I'm on Twitter. I think I linked it below. Go check it out. We're actually making some serious views over there finally. So here you have Bannon. And so interestingly, Ben Shapiro has been doing PR also on this for Jeffrey. You got Steve Bannon apparently had a falling out with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro and Steve Bannon used to work together at Breitbart. Bannon here hates Ben Shapiro. So this is some sort of internal conflict, but they were both sort of on the same team at first. And Bannon was trying to help repair Jeffrey's image. Now Ben seems to be the one repairing Jeff's image. Weird. They were both on Team Breitbart. Steve has kind of moved away from this, but you got your pass, bro. I don't like you. Ben Shapiro seems to be kind of doing what Steve Bannon used to do. It's really weird. Ben Shapiro's like cancer. Cancer spreads and metastasizes. He tried to take over Breitbart. I ran him out. He tried to take over David Horowitz, his mentor. Mark my words, he'll make a move for TPA USA. This is interesting.
Shapiro is like a cancer, and that cancer spreads. It's a cancer, and it metastasizes. He tried to take over Breitbart, and I ran him out of there. He tried to take over David Horowitz's, who was his mentor. Don't ask me. Ask the guys associated with David Horowitz.
And of course, you were trying to help out Jeffrey back. Oh, when were those emails? Let's go look at that. When was that? People can change, but still, this is your past, man. You were trying to. This is a very, very, very bad look. Not even just a bad look. Even if you didn't go to the island, the fact you were trying to repair his image, you're done. I think you should go to prison for that alone, man. Honestly. I don't think you can go to prison for making a monster look good. Can you? I don't think so. It's really disgusting. It just shows you as a sellout, though. At least, I mean, you can change, I guess, but I don't trust you anymore. I don't know what year this is when it was written. I can't tell. When was this written? Okay, let me try to find this real quick. So, we need to work around your 38. Let's see if I can find that. When was this? We need to work around your 38. Okay, let's see if we can find this. Yeah, here we are. 4 months before, oh my goodness, 4 months before his death. Damn, bro, 2019. Oh my goodness. Stephen Bannon's trying to make Jeffrey look good in 2019, dude. But you see what I'm saying? These people running everything are garbage. You got Bannon here trying to repair his image in 2019. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. Oh my goodness. I've got some other crazy stuff I just discovered. Donald Trump in the Looking Glass War. This is much deeper than we realize. I just went and looked at the article. It's just a standard article talking about how our president, he's using the media and he's attacking the mainstream and all this kind of stuff. I don't really think that's what this is about, though. This is an email to Jeffrey from Deepak Chopra. The Looking Glass War. If you do any research into history, there was a project, of course, called Looking Glass, where they could see into the future to see how things turned out, what moves to make, what to do. And I'm going to get into that in my other video. I'm not going to get into it here, but could that be what's going on with this? This is insane. Our president just came out saying we should just move on from these files. What is he doing? Why is he talking like this? Absolutely insane.
And you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really. You know, now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally.
Bro, it's not about you. The entire world's not everything in the world's about you. Okay, for one, the fact that you don't want him released, that's a big problem. Two, all these people involved need to be brought to justice. And there's a lot of crazy stuff in these files. Absolutely crazy. All right. I mean, Bill Gates, obviously, he's now denying everything. How it started, infected computers with viruses and sell antivirus software. How's it going? Infect people with viruses and then sell the solution to that. Same exact tactic twice. You have here Bill Gates denying what he did, what people are saying the files say about him, where he was with Russian girls and contracted something.
No doubt seen the allegations, including some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there.
Yeah, but your wife seems to believe it. Your wife seems to believe, or your ex-wife, I mean. Your ex-wife that divorced you over being there seems to believe it.
The emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look.
Obviously, she believes it, or at least thinks it's probably true. So you got that as well. And ironically, though, Beyonce didn't leave Jay-Z, although he's in the files. You have to give Melinda Gates credit. At least she divorced her billionaire husband when she found out she was one of the people that was friends with Jeffrey. Not in the case of Beyonce, right?